Look at those big old bends.
2 big bends and a
What was their real name? Gradius or something?
I forgot. I've already forgotten.
Bigger Ben.
Yeah, well, that's what we called them, was Bigger Ben.
Gambus. Okay. Yeah, we forgot about how... I don't think we ever fully figured out the extent of how our skills could work.
No, I'm getting
like mags are all pretty much just punch, I guess. But, like, Linear's got some weird buffs, and I don't think we've really done much with Pepper other than shoot things.
Alright, now we've sped up.
Not that that's really
not
great.
Really a great amount, though, yeah. Let's see.
So she can learn these now, I guess. Can be learned.
Enemies.
Oh, no, wait, it says can be learned, but we don't have the TP for it.
No, we have the TP enough.
Oh, yeah, no, I was reading this backwards.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let's learn this one and kill this Grampus with it.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh!
That's kind of cool.
It's like a weird ricochet shot. That's interesting.
So
I like
it refracts against everything in the target square, then.
Yeah, because it was a big square instead of like a little thing.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's impressive looking.
Yeah, it is. I like it. Cheer up. Pepper's cheering restores Mag's HP. So you get talents based on the people you have in your party.
Okay, are all of his just going to be based off of enjoying the ladies?
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure he has one of those for Linear. Yeah.
He does. Yeah, present is Linear.
Okay, yeah. Like it's just like, oh, look at these girls. They're totally friends with me. I'm so happy I can punch these rats.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Might just be best to hit him.
Yeah, not that she does much when she hits.
No, but I don't really have the...
Did you see where that ended up?
Yeah, it wound up kissing her tongue.
That's where it was, sure. That was gross.
Let's learn this one now.
Okay.
It's just bursting. Just blowing them up with a cannon.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, she needed points to learn to make her gun do that.
Was picked up. We picked up a prehistoric coin.
Like, that sounds like either vendor trash or like a secret key item or like a thing you give to someone later in the game and they give you prizes.
No, it's like Dark Souls. The coins don't matter at all. Nobody uses money anymore. Maybe. It's just a penny, but it's called prehistoric coin because of how far in the future we are.
Well, that would make it more valuable because it's an old coin, though.
Yeah,
you know.
Sometimes. It's actually, a penny would be pretty valuable, period, because in the future, I mean, it's made of copper, so... Assuming it's a copper.
Yeah, if it's not one of the ones we have now, where it's like fake copper and they're really light and ultra shiny.
Well, actual copper is worth so goddamn much. Like, the penny would be worth more the way that it was... Like, if it was made of copper, it would be worth more than the actual value of the penny itself.
Yeah, that's true now in the present.
Yeah, which it's kind of funny. That's just what I was saying. Like, that's why we make them out of the shitty fake copper stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so in the future, if you had a penny, like it would be worth a lot.
If it was a copper penny, sure.
Also, interest rates, man.
Well, if the country doesn't exist anymore, I mean,
we don't know that for sure in this context.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but I am just saying.
I just noticed that Gambus has, like magenta eyes.
Yeah, it's a white rat with big pink eyes.
Yeah, well, it's not super white. Like, I don't know if they were going for albino, but it's got, like, pink for the tail and pink for its earrings. It's just like, I like Gambus. Big Ben's cool, Gambus is cool. I hope there's, like, 10 other recolors of them, and that all of them become our friends.
Nowlin like herb.
That's just weed. We just haven't smoked it yet.
Well, then Linear is high as fuck.
Did that restore one? Was that all we needed?
I guess. Okay. That was weird. Oh yeah, maybe it was just because that's all that we were damaged up to.
Okay.
So, like, I guess that works.
Yeah, let's just pick up the thing. We need to start using things in battle. I think Forward Curse is meant for that.
Maybe. That was a forward march
whistle. Okay.
Gotta change the camera. it's kind of an ordeal because it changes so slowly, and it's with the big fat like GameCube shoulder pads.
Oh man, yeah, no, those things. Though they were they're huge.
Yeah, they're really chunky.
But weren't these the first ones to have like 2 settings on them? Like the GameCube did that first, where it's like you can tap it or you can press it harder, and there's like a click to it. I think they were the first to do that. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't think that they work until they click. I think that's kind of the.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of games don't use the functionality, so you just mash them and it works either way.
I really don't know. I know what you're talking about, where it's the trigger thing that game controllers do nowadays.
Like you have a hard and a soft press, which honestly isn't that useful, but I think GameCube did it first, so I'm gonna just applaud Nintendo for setting a trend that was dumb.
Assuming that is how it works, and you're not totally wrong and just misunderstanding.
Yeah, I'm gonna applaud Nintendo anyways, probably. At least they aren't like Sony, where you have to click the analog stick, which is agonizingly dumb.
Well, they also have triggers on
Yeah, no, but the analog sticks that click in, it's like, first of all, you're never going to be able to click that without accidentally pressing, like, in a direction.
I'm almost positive that the new Nintendo consoles, I think, have those.
Do they? Oh,
yeah, as long as it's not a slide pad, I think it does do that. And I think most of the Xbox ones do it too.
Okay, so like we've used those in like Dark Souls. You have to use it for targeting, but like it's really you're gonna slide the stick around when you do it. So like it's just, why would you put a button there?
Sometimes you're supposed to press it when you're holding a direction. Like, I haven't shown it. I keep, like, trying to explain this when we are playing Dark Souls. And I'll probably explain it again in Dark Souls at some point. But you keep complaining that it's, like, in order to roll and to run, it's the same button. Mm-hmm. And jumping is also the same button.
It's the worst. We're one person there.
Yeah. In Dark Souls 3... rolling and running are, again, the same button, but jumping is clicking the analog stick.
Oh, that sounds even worse.
And it only works if you're running when you do it.
That sounds worse. Like, that's, I don't know.
It's honestly slightly better, but it does require you to use the analog click. And you're not the only person who hates those, so... I am going to mention, like, the analog buttons, there's a lot of people who really, really would prefer not having to use them.
Well, anyways, the GameCube controller, its shoulder buttons are hella loud.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if people can hear me when I do that.
Yeah. Probably. It's kind of awkward. And also the Z button is on the shoulder, which is weird.
Yeah, the Z button is strange in that I'm pretty sure Nintendo's the only one who ever really tried to do, like, a weird... button like that. Eventually, in controllers, though, we did wind up getting 2 shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
So the Z, I guess you could say, would be like a prototype traditional.
I hit the table.
Now you've done it.
Yep.
Okay. But I think it's like a.
That spider has a mohawk.
Go back to it. Yeah.
Well, it's got a spike.
Like the original for the GameCube, you have 2 buttons on the right-hand side, and then you have 1 button on the left. And then for every other controller prior to this and then after this that has, you know, multiples,
just 2 shoulder
it's
buttons.
just 2. Yeah,
well, the Z was originally that was
bottom,
right next to us.
I know.
Yeah, the Z was supposed to be on the bottom because of the weird way the N64 controller worked, and I kind of miss that. Not necessarily the 3 prongs. I don't think we need that again.
A lot of people really don't like the 3
Oh yeah, a lot of people like to joke that the N64 controller is the dumbest thing ever, and I'm like, no, it actually works pretty good, and it was just a little bit experimental. It's fine. But like, I think the idea of having it like the Z button kind of just down into the back, like that's not so bad. Like it's I don't know, you'd have to have a good controller design to make it work, but like having it be separate from the trigger buttons.
Did I ever show you my the button combination on my chunky, ugly Monster Hunter slide pad?
That thing that you attach to it in order to make your 3DS into a controller.
So when 4U came out, I dropped, I think it was less than $20. I want to say it was like $15 on
you done goofed.
Shoot, I goofed.
You blew it. Oh, are you doing this on purpose?
No, I keep messing up now.
Oh.
It happened once and now I can't stop it.
Mistakes have been made. Yeah. Anyways.
When For You originally came out, I wound up taking like $15 and importing in this really, really nice slide pad from Japan that was designed specifically for Monster Hunter 4U.
And it basically hooks, like imagine a 3DS, like the original one. That whatever size and shape, not the XL.
Yeah.
And you just sort of slap the handles of a PS3 controller onto it, and then it's got a bit in the back where it's got an extra slide pad for camera control.
I mean, sort of. Okay, I keep hitting the table now.
We're both doing it.
It's because like a normal slide pad, where the normal slide pad is literally just here's your 3DS, it clicks in, and then it's got like controller things along the sides. The one that I have, the weird Japanese one, oh my god, we're still carrying, oh fuck it, we'll just drop that.
Yeah, we don't need everything.
No. The one I have still kind of does like the slide pad thing where it slips in and it's still kind of chunky. And it kind of turns it more into, I would describe it almost as like a GameCube pad a little bit. Because it totally does have the prongs along the sides. The top right corner, though, instead of being like a shoulder button, is a slide pad. So top left,
a shoulder analog.
Yeah. So instead of having a shoulder button, it is a shoulder analog.
Yeah, well, the actual official Circle Pad Pro that Nintendo puts out, doesn't it just sort of jut off to the side?
Yeah, it juts off to the right, like way off.
So the shoulder one is at least better than that.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I was a little unhappy because when that thing came out, like when Capcom announced it and was like, hey, here's this thing, a lot of people threw fits about it and laughed at it and were like, holy shit, you're gonna cramp your hands up just touching it. Like, it
like, you had to make
so
a weird
bad.
claw to use it?
Yeah, like, people were like, oh man, it looks so bad, there's literally no way in hell that you're gonna be able to use that without destroying your hands. And it's like, guess what? That is the most comfortable thing I have ever played with.
Yours is.
It does not. No, I'm talking about mine.
Yeah, but the official one is not good.
No, well, the official one is fine. It doesn't matter. A lot of people are fine with the official one. I don't like the official one, personally.
Yeah, that's why you got the different one.
Yeah, but, like, all that I can say is that, like when the one for Monster Hunter, though, came out, people hated it to the point where it got, like I said, it was like journalist sites for video games and stuff like that. Specifically, Kotaku did this. Where they sat down and they were like, oh my god, it looks awful just staring at it. Nobody wants to touch it. We don't even have one in the office currently. And we don't plan on importing one to do a proper, like, look at it. It looks so bad, like it's gonna break your fingers to use it. Why would you ever put an analog up on the shoulder? And it's like, when you play it, it is the comfiest thing. It is so nice.
I'll take your word for it. I've never actually used the thing.
Putting analogs on the shoulders sounds insane until you do it, and you're like, oh my god, this is natural. Because guess where they put the shoulder button then? On the left-hand side, because, oh, I'm gonna keep that.
Okay, yeah.
On the left-hand side, where the thing actually is, like, sorry, there we go. On the left-hand side where the analog is, the shoulder button has been moved down. So, like, hold a GameCube controller or hold, like you're holding an actual controller. Put your fingers where you think it would be, like an analog, and then the like, shoulder buttons. The place where your fingers rest on the left-hand side along the back of the controller is where they have stuck the left shoulder button.
Okay.
So it is basically what you're talking about, where it is the Z button.
Yeah,
they put it along the back where your fingers would naturally rest, and it's actually, like, really nice.
So Z-button supremacy, basically.
Yeah, well,
like, I'm right.
I mean, there is an R button, and then there's the L button, and then that's it. It doesn't actually add a third button.
Yeah, well, it adds a stick.
Yeah, it adds a stick.
But yeah, like, no, having the button, like, lower down, not a bad idea.
No, not really. I honestly really like it. New 3DS.
They have a stick.
Though,
The second
it
stick.
has a second stick. It also, I think, has a second shoulder button. So I think they actually might have a Z on the new 3DS. I don't know, because it's been a long time since I've had to handle one, and I don't really care for them to begin with. So
we only have ever really used one as the demo in the GameStop.
I don't like the nub. I feel like the nub is like really weird on those.
I don't remember. I mostly just feel like every 3DS I've ever held was too chunky. I mean, yours is not that bad, but like I'd like a smaller one. That's why like I got the chance to hold someone's 2DS once, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect. And I don't need 3D. 3D doesn't work for me. Like it just looks blurry to me. I can't make it go. So I mean, I can for like split seconds, and then it goes again. It's weird. But like a 2DS would have been perfect for me. But that doesn't have the second stick either. So there's certain games it would be incompatible with.
Although they are doing a new 2DS soon.
But isn't it also huge and...
It's big and chunky a little bit. It has a flip screen on it.
Which I'd prefer.
Yeah,
but
and
I need it to be small. I want the Game Boy Advance SP in DS mode.
Yeah, but it also has the second stick, as I recall.
Okay.
Now here comes the fun part where we gotta figure out where the fuck the door was.
Wasn't it like right where we started?
Yeah, but I don't remember where we started. Was it this one?
I don't know.
I'm not seeing the door this way.
Do you think,
oh,
hey, yeah, there we go. Do you think it's, like, difficult for someone to follow our descriptions of game controllers?
Probably.
Like, just from us saying it?
I feel like stuff like that doesn't play as well when it's just audio, so, like, I kind of feel bad for people who were trying to, like, parse what we were saying. I feel like maybe it wasn't enough.
Yeah, maybe,
I'm really sorry.
Maybe put, like, a photo of the controllers on screen in the corner when you edit this.
I'll see if I remember.
Yeah.
If I don't remember,
not,
I'm sorry, guys, but, like...
This happens to me a lot, that, specifically Josh will describe something that's complicated, and it makes sense in his head because he knows what he's talking about, and my eyes just sort of drift out of my head and into space, and I don't know what he's saying because it's so many things. Usually this is what happens when he tries to explain the functions of certain Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh.
What?
Nothing, go ahead. Fine. Just sitting there making fun of me. But,
I'm not
whatever.
making fun of you. I'm just saying this kind of happens to me. I have a little trouble following super intricate oral descriptions of things. So I'm a little wary of us doing that.
Alright.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Also, I don't think it's possible to describe a Yu-Gi-Oh card's function accurately without it being super confusing. I have to see it written down to understand. Which is great because we've been watching more Yu-Gi-Oh! We're watching the 4th season of Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, the rules of the card game don't really matter in the anime, so it's fine that I zone out, but I just zone the fuck out when they start being like, well, my dragon does this thing where if you have a bug out, then my dragon isn't a bug, so it can bug your dragon. It's like, I don't. What?
I don't think that was any card that's actually been played at all during this.
Well, fuck if I know. I know that there's bugs and dragons and they're on a train. They're on the top of the train.
Well, now people know exactly what episode we've been watching.
Yeah, it was like a 5-episode long battle on top of a train. And none of them fell off the train. It was in motion. Actually, it was 2 battles in separate locations. And it would cut between the 2. And neither of them made sense. Too much going on, man.